Hello YouTube, as of the day of uploading this video, Plants vs. Zombies 2 has been out in the West for 10 years. Now you may look at me and be like, Alex! You dingo brain! PvZ2 launched in July. Idiot! And to that I'm like, in some parts of the world, but here in America, it released in August. On this day, 10 years ago. At least on iOS. It was October for Android, but thankfully I didn't have to worry about that. My mom, just that past year, got her first iPhone, and earlier in 2013 got an iPad. So I was able to share that iPad with her to play Plants vs. Zombies 2. That's really the only thing I ever played on it. This is the only thing I cared about. Plants vs. Zombies 2 is a game that means a lot to me. Because when I first played Plants vs. Zombies 1, I was in love. Kind of. I wasn't the best. Back in the day, there was this thing called the Amazon Play Store, and they'd like offer a free app every week, I want to say it was. And my parents would download every one. They would download every one no mamatter what. So most of them sat untouched. So I was on a road trip. We were going to visit my mom's extended family. I was bored in the car. And I was like, I'm scrolling through Plants vs. Zombies. Of course, I couldn't read back then. I still really can't read. Well, I can read. It's just I have issues reading. So Plants vs. Zombies. That's stupid. That's a little stupid. I open it up and whoa, this is fun. This is awesome. So I played it a ton. Fell in love with Fume Shroom. Was my favorite play in the game. Easily. Hated Starfruit on this. I remember on that trip, I believe I only made it through the night levels. I don't think I made the pool yet. I do not remember my reaction to pool anything actually other than Fog actually. Fog's the only one I remember anything really. I remember there was just one morning, my parents were sleeping. I just grabbed my mom's phone and it was just playing. I actually know the exact level. It was 4-6. It was the first minor level. I was like, how am I supposed to beat this thing? How am I supposed to beat this guy? Obviously, you use Split Pea. Or Potato Mines, actually, also work. Those are the only counters you have back then. I remember that, clearly. And I also remember that I beat the final level in the hotel room at Disneyland. Yeah. That's where I beat Plants vs. Zombies. You always remember where you are when you beat Plants vs. Zombies. Anyways, all fond memories, but I was hooked. I wanted more. I wanted a sequel. So when the sequel was officially announced in May, maybe June 2013, I was like, sign me up! It was a long wait. I have a tendency to hyperfixate on things that are going to release soon, especially when they're near. Like, with Engage, like in January this year, if I thought about Engage, it would be the only thing I'd think about for like an hour. And when we got really close to Engage's release, really the only thing I was ever thinking about was Fire Emblem Engage. That's just an example. I did that with Three Houses as well, actually. I do that with movies, too. I did it with No Way Home. I did it with Avengers Endgame. I do it with all these things where I just hyper-fixate my mind on it. I blame Plants vs. Zombies, too. Nor do I blame it. I blame it releasing in the West in everywhere besides the West first in July. Because the release date of the game was supposed to be in July, but they delayed it for half the world. And I remember being so unhappy that I was able to watch people play it, but I wasn't able to play it myself. I was not a happy camper. Like, I was angry. Oh, I was a little peeved off, if you know what I mean. So when I finally did release, I was giddy. Did I get very far in it? Well, I beat all the levels, but that's really it. I didn't 3-star very many. I didn't do very many of the Brain Busters. And, you know, I'm a mean to actually get an old APK and play. old version of the game just so I can finally beat it. 100%. The old version. I remember when I was on vacation, I was in Disney World. And I was just like, oh, actually, it was not when it was in Disney World, technically. It was after our first cruise. We were in the bus, the Fortnite battle bus back to Orlando. And I was like, oh, I want to play Plants vs. Zombies. So I took my dad's phone, because I'd also started playing on my dad's phone, since Android was out at that time. And I opened the world map and I was like, what? What? What's this? What? And this is when everything was different. I was like, what? What the heck? Why is the world map different? And that's the world map we've had ever since. Old one's superior, changed my mind. Anyways, yeah. New World started coming out. It took till 2016. The game was not even 3 years old yet when Modern Day came out. Some of the worlds were absolute bangers. Far Future. Looking back, Far Future and EM Mixtape 2 are really the only two I like in the base game. They got added after. Something that slowly started happening is they started really changing the pace of the gameplay from more PvZ 1 style with the earlier worlds to like, there's 5 zombies, deal with it all at once. That kind of stuff. To me, that's truly visible in Lost City. When I replayed Lost City, when I was going to college, I replayed all of PvZ 2. When I replayed Lost City, I was just pissed off. The levels would be over before I could set up a defense. Like, come on. And that's really my memories of PvZ 2 in modern day. I really can't play base PvZ 2. And it makes me mad. Because everything happens too fast, I can't actually build a nice looking defense. Levels are over so fast, I can't with it anymore. Anyways, that's it. Just kidding. It's not the end of the video. Alternate Universe. That's a mod I love. Now, there's 2 mods in the modern day now that Eclipse is gone that people play. For the record, I never enjoyed Eclipse. I never enjoyed its changes to the gameplay. I didn't like how it plays. And I'm also just not a big fan of taking the zombies out of the world they come from. Now, Alternate Universe does do this, but only in extra levels. So, every time I see it, I'm like, and I deal with it because I'm good at that. Why don't I like Reflourished? Because it literally doesn't change anything from the base game gameplay-wise. It's still the really fast ways and all that. They've added so much content, and I've played Reflourished, and it's so well made. They did an amazing job. But it is still pretty much all my issues with the base game still apply to Reflourished. They fixed premium plants. That's cool. Giving every world the extra levels is cool. And new content, that's really cool. But it still plays like base PvZ 2, so I just can't play it. I can't stand it. Which really sucks, because I was so excited for Reflourished. I really wish they would change more of the gameplay to make it more like PvZ 1, but hey, that's where Alternate Universe comes in. It's more like PvZ 1 than it is base PvZ 2. It still has PvZ 2-isms. There's a lot of levels, and there are definitely going to be some zombie spam, and there's some levels in Alternate Universe that make me want to die, but that's where you're seeing the footage from. You're seeing the footage from Alternate Universe. It's a really good game. It has most of the worlds as of uploading. They're still adding them. Woot. And it feels so good. I want in particular to talk about Wild West in Alternate Universe. Wild West in Alternate Universe is peak Plants vs. Zombies content. I can't remember who. I want to say it was Creeps that made a video talking about how Wild West has the potential to be like the greatest PvZ world. But of course, base game isn't very good. It doesn't do a very good job with conveying Wild West. Alternate Universe? brilliant. This is brilliant. It does an amazing job. It feels so much fun. Like Wild West. Like, it's awesome. And just in general, alternate universe, I definitely have issues. Dark Ages, the end of Dark Ages. Just Dark Ages in general, but particularly the extra 10 levels were rough. They were real rough. I didn't enjoy them. Like, main worlds, like, I was having a blast playing Lost City. Lost City in particular, I want to mention again. I had fun. I was actually able to set up defenses, and when you're actually able to set up defenses, having all these zombies together is really fun. It's such a lively group of zombies, and it still has a lot of PvZ2 things. Like, there's a lot of gargantuars still. There's a lot of plants, and a lot of them feel outclassed still. If I were to offer some complaints to Alternate Universe, I feel like too many plants are in the shops. Obviously, you get 8 plants a world. When there's 20 levels in a world, I still think 8 plants is too little. Especially when the original Plants vs. Zombies did get a plant after pretty much every single level. I think that count should be up to 12. I think they should add 3 more plants to the main 10 levels and 1 more to the extras, or 2 and 2. I think there still needs to be more plants per world. Especially when obvious picks like Kiwi Beast and Lost City, which is where Kiwi Beast really was supposed to be originally, isn't there. So, I still think that, but, you know. Try it out. If you don't like PvZ2 as much as PvZ1 because you prefer PvZ1's gameplay, try Alternate Universe out. Do I like it more than PvZ1? Yeah, actually, I don't know. I need to replay PvZ1, but I think I do, just because of the wide variety of levels. But anyways, this wasn't supposed to become an Alternate Universe ad. It just so happens that that's the best PvZ2 out there, so. It's the only PvZ2 I've played for like a year now. Anyways, okay, not a year, like 4 months. 3 months, even. Alright. I'm done. Love Plants vs. Zombies. It was my first true love.